just now starting to create my camp laundry washing system. You can find all kinds of stuff like this on the internet, YouTube especially. These 5-gallon plastic bucket ideas for washing clothes while camping. It's been around for several years, so this is not unique, not anything new. I'm just starting to make mine. So this will be the inner bucket for the clothes to be washed. I'll have another bucket. So just getting started. All right, so we're going to go with a 5/16 for the side holes. Okay. You get the idea of the function. We'll demonstrate it later. If you don't watch any other videos and you watch this one, I'll finish it out. Okay, give you an idea of how long it takes me to get around to working on videos. The demo for those buckets, like I said, there's plenty of this on YouTube already. This is just so I can tag it on the end of my original video where I was showing how I made the buckets for this purpose. Well, I do laundry mostly nowadays. I'm usually going through towns, so I can use the laundromats, and that's what I do most of the time. But like when I've been out here in Colorado or back in the desert or New Mexico area, when I was at one place for 2 or 3 weeks at a time, then it was good to do some touch up on laundry by hand washing. I have not used a plumber's friend, a plunger yet. I don't have one of those because I prefer just hand washing. But if I were to be in a cold, really cold area for a period of time, the plunger would come in handy. That way you keep your hands relatively dry. Anyway, this is nice warm hot weather. So, and instead of laundry detergent, when I do hand washing, of course I use a little bit of Dawn. So again, just wiping out some dust and dirt that's collected in the buckets. I try not to collect plastic bottles, but I'll then use my leftover V8 bottles for my washing water. This is not my drinking water. My drinking water is in, it's in my 7-gallon jug, which is now almost empty. That's 7 gallons. And again, I've got my 5-gallon water filtration lifesaver can here, and I've got another 5-gallon back in the back of the van. So I've got plenty of water for drinking and or cooking, but my wash water I'll get from, if I'm out in the wilderness somewhere near a river, that might be the resort, but I have not done that yet. My wash water usually comes from gas station faucets at the gas pump island. So I just do a little dab of Dawn in there for the wash water. And then I wash it first, hand wash. Of course, you can do this with more than one item. I'm just using my little washcloth here as a demo. But anyway, you have your soapy water after you've washed whatever clothes you need. And of course, you're conserving your water, so you put your clothes in first, or however much of a hand washing load you want to do. Then you put in your water for washing, just enough. So you can add a little bit of soap, a little drop of soap or so, and you can swish it around in here, get them clean in there. Then you're going to dump your soapy water. I've got my little garden spray bottle here. It also has wash water in it, and then I'll use that to wash out the soap from the bucket. And so you wash out your soap from this bucket, and then once you got that done, you put in your clean water. Use that to do your first rinse. Dump that. And again, you only want to use just enough water to get the job done. You got to conserve your water, because otherwise you're hauling a lot of water. And I can't do that, at least for washing. So you dump that, spray it out, get out the soapy film again. By that point, if you wring your clothes out really well, even with whatever soapy residues in there, you wring them out really well. Usually the next round of rinse gets it done. And again, some people use this tub, and I started doing that the first time around, using this tub for washing, which is great, but I don't do that because, again, it only goes down so far and you have to use more water. So this is really just for my wringing out process if I have more than a few items in here. Your wet clothes are still in there. Like I said, typically I don't have to use this tub. If I'm just hand washing, 2 or 3 items, 4, 5, 6 items, I can take the time to do that. But if it's a little larger bulk, or if it's a towel, if I'm washing a towel, definitely you're going to use this, and you're going to be squishing down on top of those clothes to get out the water. So far, I've only used this tub for wringing out my clothes. Other people use it for washing and that kind of thing, but that requires a whole lot of water depth so you can make use of it. So that's not my technique. My washing is usually 1 bucket and then wringing out with this guy. But I can always adapt it. You can adapt it and modify it however you see fit.